IHTM Sports.
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Indian Hill Baseball Field and today's CHL contest between the Indian Hill Braves and the Taylor Yellow Jackets. I'm Tony Harris, here with Eric Batchelor to bring you all the action as the Braves and Yellow Jackets face off for the first time this year, and Ben Sichel towing the rubber for the Indian Hill Braves. Eric, your thoughts?
It's always exciting to see a game when Sitch is pitching. Fills up the strike zone, provides a lot of weak contact for his fielders, and there's nothing more entertaining than a game with a lot of outs at first base.
Well, the Braves come into this contest 6-1 in the league, tied with Madeira, 9-5 overall. Taylor, who's been a power in the CHL for a number of years, struggling now. They're 2-5 this year, 3-8 overall. Taylor's having trouble getting guys on base and scoring runs, and we hope that continues tonight.
Yeah, you never want to see a team down unless they've come to your complex, and then that's an all right day for the bad day. But I think what you're seeing with the Braves right now is they're on the upswing. You know, after a couple of bumps in the road, particularly that loss with Madeira, you're seeing Kerry Daniel rally the troops here. And they're starting to find their identity. There's still a lot of moving of pieces on the field, but this is a pitching and hitting team, and the defense is going to have to find itself.
Well, Ben Sichel on the mound, we mentioned the junior, has only one other appearance so far this year. It was a 5-inning start, got the W, and in 5 innings he struck out 2 and didn't walk anybody. Braves need today. Don't give Taylor any free bases. Just throw some strikes and let the defense do some work.
Play ball.
And we're ready to start here. Our illustrious public address announcer, Dennis Wildman Walker, with the play ball, and leading off is Nick Poff. Poff, the left fielder for Taylor. Poff coming in, hitting 267. And Ben Sichel's first pitch is high up by the eyes, and it's a strike.
Hey, good rip, babe. Here we go.
Yeah, the big thing for Ben here today is going to be not just living at the top of the zone, but making sure he's also going north to south, getting some pitches down. I think his failure point tends to be a little up and in, and that's not where he's going to want to be against this Taylor team.
Well, 2 balls that were probably above the strike zone that Poff swung at, and there's a check string, and that's a called strike, and Nick Poff goes down on 3 pitches. And now today's pitcher, Jackson Todorov. Todorov hitting 286 on the season, just a sophomore. He bangs it into the dirt, and Sichel jumps ahead again, 0-1 now. Braves on defense. First base today is Jim Liebel. Jim will be the starting pitcher tomorrow when we're right here again. Foul ball. So Jim Liebel playing first. Second baseman, the freshman Andrew Kopfer. Third base, sophomore Brady Drost, and the shortstop, sophomore Dylan Hartman.
Well, it's great seeing Dylan out in the field. You know, clearly a superior catcher in the CHL, but also one of the top infielders. So getting an opportunity to stretch his legs a little bit.
First ball that's been thrown here by Sichel has been really accurate. 6th pitch of the inning, and just the first that has not found the plate.
Well, Drost started in a bunt protection mode. He's moved back to more standard depth.
Little chopper. Sichel having trouble with it. And they get him. Boy, a nice stretch by James Liebel.
Yeah, quick hands there for the big man as that ball came in hot and a little bit wide and up the baseline.
Took had a little English on it, and Sichel had a little trouble initially garnering it, but Did makes a strong throw, and Liebel brings it home. So with 2 out, that brings up the right fielder, Josh Poff, and Poff is having a heck of a year. He's hitting .447 for this team, 17 hits and 38, and he's having a heck of a year. It's senior, and he grounds it right back to Sichel. And he throws it over to James Liebel in a quick 1-2-3 inning for Taylor.
Sichel doing a great job helping himself out there. No panic. Both balls hit to him. He had an opportunity to mess it up, and instead, 2 up, 2 down.
So he strikes out the first batter and gets the next 2 to hit comebackers to the mound. He ought to let the rest of the kids play with him, but Ben being very selfish today, and hopefully he continues to do that.
Well, I'm getting some pointers there from his pitching coach saying, hey, take a couple of steps and underhand that one. Let's not fire it.
So a 9-pitch inning for Gentle Ben. And now we come to bat. And left-handed pitcher, Todorov, is will be getting ready to throw to the Braves. Here, Todorov thrown 13 innings this year, and has struck out just six batters in 13 innings. 0-3 with a 6.46 earned run average. And hopefully the Braves can jump on him early.
Yeah, you want to put balls in play. You want to test the defense early. You want to put this fast turf to use.
So Devlin Daniel will be leading off for the Braves. Interesting, a couple games ago, Coach Kerry Daniel moved Devlin from the 3-hole to the leadoff to give him more chances to come to the plate. And boy, what a pleasure he is to watch at the plate, in the field, pitching. So we get that Devlin Daniel, the center fielder, will be the leadoff hitter. Ashton Graham, the outstanding junior left fielder, bats second. Dylan Hartman, the sophomore shortstop, batting third. Jim Liebel, the junior first baseman, batting fourth. Luke Ednasik will be the designated hitter, batting fifth. Derek Z, the left fielder, batting sixth. Brady Drost, third baseman, batting seventh. Max Hardy, the catcher, batting eighth. And Andrew Kopfer, the freshman, playing second base. And hopefully we get to see them all here the first inning.
Well, the one thing I love about seeing Daniel lead off the game is not only is he a switch hitter, but he's one of the best base runners on the team. So, yes,
takes a called strike.
Power, but
is there anything, Eric, that he doesn't do well?
I've yet to see him play catcher.
Okay.
Now, we've seen him play short. We've seen him play second. Of course, outfield. Pitches a little.
And he grounds it to third. Nice play. And Brockhoff throws Daniel out.
Now, that was a stinger. Third baseman did a nice job corralling it on the backhand, and it took all of his arm to get him.
Yeah, if you hesitate or pump, bobble the ball, Devlin's going to beat it. Especially, well, he's batting from the right side right now. Here's Ashton Graham playing left field today. Graham coming in hitting .409 for the Braves.
Well, and he put one over the fence there at the last home game
against Wyoming, and that was a big one.
Yeah, impressive big bomb.
He's got 5 extra base hits on the year, but a .409 batting average, of 500 on base percentage, which he hits it high in the air down the third base line. The third baseman is not going to be able to field it.
Clearly lost that one in the sun right next to the batting cages. Found the cage, looked back up, and there was no ball to be found. So Ashton will get a chance to step back in here with a bit of a hole dug, 0-2 count.
Graham lines it right up the middle for a base hit. So Ashton Graham
Well, they've wasted no time swinging the bat. That is for certain.
Shortstop,
I mentioned-
number 5, Dylan Hartman.
Todorov only with 6 strikeouts in 13 innings. He's not going to blow it by you. It's a matter of being patient and letting the ball travel before you swing. And
Well, the big thing, he's got to stay on the outer third. He's not pumping in a lot of velocity. He is spinning it pretty well. But if he fails over the plate,
the shortstop, Dylan Hartman, ball in the dirt, nice scoop. There, the catcher, Bryce Clayton. Hartman coming in at 395 on the season. And then Hartman is either the catcher or the shortstop. And just depending on who's pitching. And
he showed bunt on that first pitch, but I think that was just a take-all-the-way decoy.
Bryce Clayton, the catcher, with 2 nice blocks there in a row. Very important, especially with a man on first. Again, Hartman, just a sophomore, had an outstanding freshman year, first team All-League, and headed for that again this year. He hits the ball to right, fair or foul, and and there's fair ball. No, they're calling foul ball now.
Very close to the line as
Yeah.
the right fielder slid to try to catch that one, and I guess he
Popped
the ball
off
had
his
not
glove
come
and-
over the line there.
Yeah.
Hartman will get another try at it.
2-1 on young Mr. Hartman, and I say young because his older brother was an outstanding player here for 4 years. Just graduated last May and is on the baseball team at Notre Dame.
Big shoes to fill. Well, the biggest
Let
thing
it
I'd say
go.
when Trent was here is not only was he an extremely talented baseball player, but a great leader. And I think that's one of the things you're seeing Dylan start to grow into.
Taps it. So
Coach
2-2
Daniel
count on
fielding that
Dylan.
one.
Dylan 15 for 38 on the year with 2 doubles. There he goes. Nice play there by the third baseman. Throws a little high, comes down on the bag. The first baseman does, but Graham goes all the way to third.
Yeah, smart base running there. Graham came around second with the intention of taking third, and as soon as that ball was in the air, he made his way down.
So the Braves with a man on third and 2 out, and here comes Jim Liebel. Jim, who's one of the Braves' best pitchers, also hitting .526 coming into this game today.
Not bad for a self-declared
And there's a
PO.
base hit again. Nice knock on the first pitch by Jim Liebel. That'll bring his batting average up to .550 for those scoring at home. And another RBI for Jim.
Designated hitter, number 16,
And for those wondering what he does in the winter, he's a heck of a rebounder.
Luke
He
Agnostic.
is. Yeah, he can box out with the best of them, and he's got that big frame to do it. Luke Agnostic, the designated hitter, takes ball 1. Jimmy not a big threat to steal right here.
And he's taking a very conservative lead as well.
And Agnostic bangs it down the third base line. And there's a base hit for Luke Agnostic.
On this creates an interesting situation here. Because there's 2 outs, you wouldn't normally think bunt. However, Z can really run on the bases. And if they play deep and try to protect for no doubles, he can put one down and beat it out.
Hey, do a nice job, Sixer.
Well, here comes the sign of the Z. Derek Z, the junior, coming in hitting .348 and playing left field today. Pops it up, foul, and out of play.
And that just about grabbed our cameraman over here on the first base side. We have to get him a hard hat.
And Z 8 for 23 on the year with 7 RBIs and again a .348 batting average, .423 on base percentage. 2 on, 2 out. And the runners are going. Z takes it. The throw Double steal for the Braves.
And you were just saying how Jimmy's a serious threat to steal, right?
That's absolutely. Jimmy has deceptive speed. He's slower than he looks.
He does have a long stride and a good jump, but yeah, greased lightning he is not.
A little high.
Now, Agnostic, on the other hand, is actually quicker than he looks. A very quality base runner.
Yes.
So if we can get Jimmy home, you've got a threat behind him to keep on coming.
Here comes it into Z, and he bangs it to right center, and will that stay up, or that does stay up? Shoot, I was hoping it might fall there, and that will be the third out.
Yeah, hit it just a little too hard. Nice firm contact for Derek Z. Hopefully that'll continue tonight, and he'll find some grass with it.
So the Braves just get one run, and Mr. Sichel comes out now to start the second, up 1-0. $18 pitches for Todorov in the first, and the Braves with just one run though.
They got the base runners, but left them stranded. But if you can get through your batting order in the first 2 innings, you're putting yourself in a really good position for success throughout the game. And right now, the Braves are in a position to do that.
Taylor's had an outstanding run in the CHL the last, 8 or 9 years, and they actually won the league outright 3 consecutive times in 2017, 2018, and 2019.
Leading up for the Yellow Jackets at the top of the second inning, the shortstop, number 8, Charles Cans.
Charlie Cans, the shortstop. Coming up, Cans an outstanding quarterback as well for Taylor. Led them to a second place finish in the CHL this year behind Wyoming, and first team all-league in football, and obviously he's a very fine pitcher here for Taylor as well. We're not facing him today. We might be on Wednesday when Indian Hill returns the favor and goes to Taylor.
Yeah, he hasn't had a lot of success getting on base so far this season, but he has brought some runs in, so he can swing the lumber.
Ground ball to Kopfer, knocks it down. Great throw, great, oh my, wow. Well, Andrew Kopfer makes a highlight type play, throws it from down on the ground, and bang bang, and umpire rules Cans safe on a single.
Yeah, I'd love to see that one again, but probably the best defensive play, regardless of outcome, we've seen from Kottman so far this year, and that's a sign of things to come for Andrew.
Brad Heckman DHing today, and he squares the bunt.
And nearly a base running gaff.
Yeah, I thought that Max Hardy might have been able to fire it over to Jimmy and maybe get the base runner, but no such luck. Heckman pitched for Taylor Saturday, and he's DHing today.
He's got a couple extra base hits, so he does have a little bit of pop. Despite the short stature, compact swing here will help him out.
Heckman batting .214. His father is one of the assistant coaches here for Taylor, and his younger brother, freshman, also on the team. Ground ball or foul ball. And catcher Bryce Clayton on deck.
Yeah, I love with the brothers. One's 30, one's 3. Keeping it in the family there. Oh,
He hits him.
a rare 3 pass from Sitchell as he gets him hard on the shoulder there.
First and second, nobody out, and here's the catcher Bryce Clayton.
Catcher number 9, Bryce Clayton.
Clayton, just a sophomore, having a heck of a year, hitting 375, 6 for 16 at the plate.
And what I love about him is he gets on base half the time. And getting on base is what it's all about.
0-1. What the hokey pokey was what it was all about.
Well, apparently pulling back bunts is what it's all about. Was they're trying to test the Braves defense here and lay one down. Not
Fans at-
seeing much of an adjustment at third base as he's hugging the bag, not really charging in on the square. So they're going to rely on Sitchell to cover the third baseline.
Jimmy Liebel playing way in here on Clayton. Nice pickoff attempt, but not quite. One and one on Clayton. Pop up and down the third base line and out of play. Official ahead 1-2.
You know, you don't see a lot of running from Taylor. As a team, they've only had 20 stolen bases, but 10 come from one player. So the rest of the guys kind of landlocked.
Oh, he crushes it to left, and it is over Derek Z's head, and that'll be a run. And maybe 2. Let's see what the throw from Hartman. Not in time, and a Bryce Clayton smashes a double to left field, and Taylor jumps on the lead.
Very well struck ball.
Yep. Really carried over Derek Z's head. Xander Mays, the first baseman. Mays 3 for 16 on the year, coming in hitting just 188.
See Hartman creeping in, giving Ben an option here.
And Ben Sitchell in a little bit of a jam here. Man on second, nobody out, and 2 runs in. Nice bunt. Oh.
There you go.
He goes to third, and the runner is safe. Clayton slides in underneath the tag, and
Yeah, you need to hear on-field communication there. I didn't hear anybody yelling for it. I hope, for Sitchell's sake, somebody did, because that's normally a safe throw to first. And Coach Daniel coming out to do some adjusting to his infield as they gather on the mound. And the umpire's going to come out and discuss his dinner reservations for tonight. Let the coach and staff know that he's got places to be and people to see.
Lucas Brockhoff, the third baseman, made a real nice play that first inning on Devlin Daniel. Also one on Hartman. So
Yeah, he's coming in 3 for 23 on the year. But as we saw on the strike to left field, that fourth hit can always be right around the corner.
no, this is Lucas Brockhoff, and he's at 130.
Yeah, I've got him as 3 for 23, but I can't do the math in my head.
323.
Not 323, 3
I
for
got
23.
you. I'm
Yeah.
sorry about that. There's a strike.
Wait, see one. Go ahead.
We get him out. He's at 125. It'd be 3 for 24.
That sounds a lot better
That's
to me.
yeah.
Well, Jimmy holding on at first to give Sitchell the opportunity here.
They got him.
Oh, errant throw. But the runner does not advance from third. He's going to hold tight, and aggressive base running beats the trick pickoff play.
And the Braves, the corner's coming in halfway. Outside.
Good eye, LB.
So,
Interesting defensive alignment here is they've got Kopp lined up as if this was a left-handed pull hitter, so clearly expecting Oppo here.
but this is Brockhoff is the 8-hole hitter, and we mentioned batting 130.
Well, it could also be a reflection of a little bit of bunt protection here as Jimmy's playing in on the cut. So
Second and third, nobody out. And a full count on Brockhoff.
well, we talked about it at the top of the show here. You don't want to give away free bases. This inning we've got a hit batter and full count here.
And it's ball four. So the bases loaded, nobody out, 2 runs in, and here's the 9-hole hitter, Luke Memory.
Luke looking for his first hit of the year, and this would be a heck of a time to do it.
With several left-handed hitters in this lineup. The ball gets past, and a run will score.
A tough break for Sitchell there. Solid pitch, and it just already lost sight of it there, off the glove and through the wall.
Yep, it wasn't in the dirt or anything like that. He just didn't get that glove there quick enough. So it's another run here for Taylor, and they go up 3-1. He blocks that one. That's a nice job.
Hang in there, Luke. You got it, buddy.
But Sitchell having trouble with the bottom part of the Taylor lineup. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and here's the 9-hole hitter, and nobody out yet. Outside.
Sitchell, not a pitcher you expect to give away this many pitches in an inning. He's going to have to dig deep here now.
Ball 4.
What do you say, 7?
That's
Center fielder, Nick Paff.
Come on, 7.
2 walks and a hit by pitch this inning, 3 free base runners, and Taylor with 3 runs. Here's Nick Paff, left fielder. He struck out looking the first time up. Outside.
And we're going to see Noah Kaufman up and getting loose just in case the Central loses the handle here.
Pick off, nothing.
Well, there's just been a couple of mistakes you don't normally see made here. They had the pick off at first base that turned into an advanced runner. Hardy usually very reliable with his glove behind the plate, missing one that he normally would squeeze. And
Ground ball, could be 2. Hartman, and they Hartman thought there were bases loaded and did not tag the.
Bring it back, Luke.
well, that would
No, anyways.
it would still be a force out. He must have missed the bag.
Huh.
So they're saying he didn't kick the bag with the ball while having the ball in his glove and went to first for the out. So fielding gaff at shortstop and another run on the board.
Come on, Sixers.
Be a hit here. Be a hitter here.
So Paff gets on the knocks in a run on the fielder's choice. Nice block.
Block catch.
Here's the pitcher, Todorov, and the only thing we can hope is that he hasn't thrown a pitch in quite a while, and maybe he has trouble getting it going when he does come in.
Well, the Braves
The
going
end of the
infield in here, looking to make the play at home.
Ground ball, off Liebel, and an infield base hit, and another run scores.
Put it in play, Jax.
Yeah, 2 rough plays for Jimmy Liebel, who has not spent a lot of time in the field this season and hasn't spent a lot of time at practice in the field this season. Natural athlete, you wouldn't expect those mistakes, but that was a tough play to make.
What do you say, Josh?
Come on. Get Josh.
Well, that goes a base hit, and here is Josh Paff, the
Right fielder, Josh Paff.
Paff having a very, very strong season for Taylor, and coming into today, there's a nice base hit to left field.
Easy out. Easy out. Randy, baby.
And Taylor having their way here with Ben Sichel.
Go, Charlie.
Come on, Charlie. Come on, 8 here. All right, keep it going.
One of those days here is Sitch is battling and trying to get through this.
Shortstop, Charlie Cants.
Charlie Cants, the shortstop, had a base hit to start this inning.
And Sitch comes inside, trying to take control of his plate here.
Come on, Charlie.
Yeah, 8.
Let's go, Ben.
So the 10th batter of the inning, Cants led off with this inning with a base hit. And Sichel really having troubles with his control. And when they're putting it in play, they're finding holes.
Come on, 8.
And when they're not finding holes, Braves are making mistakes. And it's just a matter of getting through it now.
Good eye.
Way ahead, babe.
Come on, Charlie.
3-0 on
It's got to be in your box if you like.
3-0.
Charlie
and
Cants.
Kaufman is now starting to get loose with a little more urgency.
Yeah, 8.
Oh, sorry.
There's a strike.
All right, Charlie.
But after that 9-pitch first inning, it's still just 1 out this inning. Ben Sichel's with a lot of issues. Pop up, and Devlin Daniel, and nobody's going to run on that arm.
Yeah, you're not testing that arm, not even with a 6-1 lead.
And here's Brad Heckman.
I believe he was hit by a pitch, was he not?
He was.
he'll come in here and flex that bicep that received contact here earlier this inning.
Let's go here, 3.
Nice. Official.
Designated hitter, Bradley Heckman.
So Sichel gets ahead 0-1 in this one to Mr. Heckman. High.
Yeah, lost the grip on the off speed there. So he's searching for an answer.
I was going to say, I see him there every day.
That's outside fastball, 1-2.
Well, now we're starting to see a little more of the Ben Sichel we're used to seeing here. If he can finish this and get the bats back to the plate.
Foul ball. Todorov, the pitcher, is not thrown a pitch in about a half hour for Taylor. Nice block. Trying to find a silver lining here.
Well, the silver lining is going to have to come in the form of consecutive base hits as we get to the bottom of the inning.
Sichel strikes him out, but a lot of damage. 6 runs.
Very uncharacteristic inning for the normally very reliable Ben Sichel. And
4 hits for Taylor, and they got 2 base on balls, a hit by pitch, a couple fielders' choices, and
they awarded Jimmy an error for the play at first. That was a difficult play. We had the missed bag at second, passed ball at the plate, and just an uncharacteristic
Hey fans, don't forget to stop by
fielding
our
inning to
concession
go
stand
along
for all your
with
favorite snacks
a
and
less than
drinks.
flawless inning from Ben
Hot
Sichel.
dogs,
So
popcorn, candy,
time to recover.
Every purchase supports our teams.
And some bad luck. Great play from Andrew Kopfer. Didn't
Yeah.
get it out earlier in this game. So the bounces have not gone the Braves' way.
Ben Sichel threw 46 pitches that inning, so he's at 55 now after 2.
Well, the problem, you throw that many pitches in one inning, it feels like 30 or 40% more than that because your arm didn't get an opportunity to recover before you had to go throw again. And now he's going to have to sit down and wrestle with the demons. And I think that's the hardest part of being a pitcher at this level is that the mental game, the mental aspect of it, it weighs on you. These kids care about this. He wasn't out there just goofing off. He was given what he had, and it didn't work out today. And he's a mentally strong kid, but
Leading up for the
he's
Braves
going to have
at the
some
bottom of the
soul-searching
second inning.
and demons to battle after that.
Third baseman number 2, Brady Drost.
Brady Drost leaves off the second for the Braves. It'll be Drost, Max Hardy, and Andrew Kopfer.
Well, the rally's got to start somewhere. Might as well be here.
Drost coming in today hitting 297 for the Braves.
And
Strike
there's that
one.
soft away we talked about as he finds the black of the plate. Drost's going to have to take that the other way. If he's going to put it there, you've got to take it there. Soft away again.
Hey, nice pitch.
1-1. And Drost, a sophomore, had an outstanding freshman year for the Braves last year. Takes it 2-1. Gross fouls it off. Gross has played second, short, and third for the Braves this year. Was mostly second base last year. And he tops it down the third base line. It's got some spin on it, and Brady Drost with an infield single.
Yeah, a little bit of a knuckler coming up the third baseline.
Catcher number 2, Max Hardy.
Not much you can do but eat it, and Taylor making a good decision not to try to throw that to first base and risk an error. Now, Hardy can run a little.
Yeah.
You could see a hit and run or a bunt and run here, and you wouldn't be looking at an automatic out.
Honestly, the Braves haven't faced very many left-handed pitchers this year, and I think they're a little concerned, even the first inning, on getting a jump on a left-handed pitcher.
Yeah, that lefty move, holding the knee up, really can give guys fits if they haven't seen a lot of it.
Look good, man.
And the Taylor crowd wanting a strike there is just below the knees. Really nice pitch there.
Max Hardy had a huge base hit against Wyoming here last week to tie the game. That ball gets away. That'll move Drost up to second. And Hardy with a 3-0 count. Hardy had really one of the clutch hits of the year. That banged into left field, tied the game. Derek Z walked, and Devlin Daniel with a 3-run. Whether it's a double or a triple, it was 3 runs. But wasn't for Max Hardy, they wouldn't have had that opportunity. It was a very, very big clutch hit.
Well, and it was really huge for.
They're walking Max Hardy.
Well, create the force situation. It was really big from Max. He was only batting 200 on the season, but it's not for lack of effort. He has had really loud contact and just seems to hit it where they are. So that hit was a nice way to help get him out of the slump. And he's reaching base at a 400 clip, so he's doing his job. It just hasn't been with the ferocity you might want.
Double steal. Copper takes ball 1, and the Braves send both runners. So Coffer hitting in the 9-hole today.
I love the aggression there. Copper shows bunt. They go on first move and
trying to create something here. Ball 2. Top of the order coming up. Coffer can get on, and that would be lovely.
Well, the big thing is they take away the double play opportunity before Daniel gets a chance to come to the plate, and that's huge when you're trying to make up ground.
Coffer takes it low and away for a strike. And Andrew, the freshman, his older brother Jonathan graduated last year in May up at Ohio State now, and Jonathan was a terrific player, as was his older brother Matthew. Coffer hits it to right center. That's got some give. That's into the gap. Coffer with a double. He'll hold it 2. And he knocks in both runs. Andrew Coffer.
Well, great time for the bat to come alive for the freshman. He's been looking for that all season. We know he has the power. That was 3 hops from the fence and right into the right center field alley. They put a ball on the fence out there for a reason.
Oh, the
Center fielder, Devlin Daniel.
cuts the deficit from 6-1 to 6-3, and here comes Devlin Daniel with a man on second, nobody out. It's interesting, they walked Max Hardy with first base open.
Yeah, there's no way I'm pitching to Daniel.
Well,
but
Daniel. Coffer gets back in time. Daniel has trouble sometimes with the slower pitches.
That's true, and really, do you want to give Ashton Graham a swing with 2 runners on? So there is that side of it as well.
Yep. Graham had a hit his first time up.
Well, and not that Daniel isn't a good hitter against lefties, but he is stronger from the other side of the plate. So, as with most switch hitters, if you're going to have to face Devlin Daniel. This is the situation you want to face him in. You just don't want to throw the meatball.
Not showing Devlin a whole lot. Devlin, as mentioned earlier, 568 coming into the game. 25 hits, 15 of them for extra bases. Also leads the team in stolen bases with 11, leads the league in RBIs with 22. Oh, swing and a miss.
Stay there.
He was so far ahead of that one, he
Yep.
could have reset and swung a second
Well,
time.
That's the concern here with.
Great job pulling the string there from the pitcher.
Yeah. Nice drag bunt. Devlin Daniel with a drag bunt. We've seen that the other day against Wyoming as well, didn't we? Or
Yeah,
was that-
it's the speed effect. He can put the ball down, beat it out, and he forces you to make a bad decision. They throw that. Copper's going home. They choose to eat it, holds the runners at first and third, but now
Right fielder Ashley
Well, when you-
Graham.
when you have somebody throwing 70 to 75, it's a little bit easier to get that bat out and bunt it. And Devlin didn't have to change his swing. So Braves now with first and third, and here's Ashton Graham.
you see Kopp getting a walking lead there.
And Ashton crushes it to left center. That's going to be up against the wall.
That's a one hop into the fence. That'll score two as Daniel breezes
Oh,
home.
Graham trying to make it into a triple, and he's there. Ashton Graham hits the first pitch for a triple and knocks in 2 RBIs. And
Look up hustle triple and you're going to see a picture of Ashton Graham coming around second base.
Shortstop
They have-
Dylan Hartman.
Recovered Ben Sitchel's deficit and made this a one-run game.
yep. And with
The other second.
And it doesn't get
Strike
any
on
easier
Devlin.
here. You've got Dylan and Jim Liebel coming up.
Yep.
So
a couple big right-handed batters, and all Dylan's got to do is hit a ground ball to second, and he can tie the game.
All right, Jack.
1-1.
quite honestly, the way the defense is positioned here, this would be a great opportunity for Dylan to follow suit and push bunt to second base. But with 2 strikes, we're not going to see that now.
Yeah.
Jacks, come back now.
Again, you mentioned Dylan Hartman playing shortstop today. Very versatile young man. Can play a lot of different positions, but the Braves use him at short and catcher. In the dirt.
Well, and during spring this year, he did have a 1-pitch pitching outing in which he got him out of a bind. So
He can do everything except make his bed in the morning. And he lines it to left field. Base hit for
oh, and an error from the left fielder as it goes through his legs.
and Hartman
that'll bring
will
Hartman up to
stop at second with nobody out. A good idea.
Boy, he just
Jim
took his eyes
Liebel.
off the ball to check the runner and right through the wickets.
So the Braves have tied it up. And here comes Jim Liebel. Liebel with a base hit to left field, his first time up in an RBI.
I think you can take the bunt threat off the table now as we reach Big Jim.
Nice stop by the catcher. Bryce Clayton's done a really nice job back there today. Been a lot of balls in the dirt, and he's been equal to the task.
Very aggressive secondary for Hartman out at second base.
Liebel knocks it down the third base line, and that'll be extra bases. Hartman will score. And Jim Liebel with another RBI base hit to left field.
He'll jog into second. and
We give him a double?
yeah, that's a double.
All right.
That didn't even get to the cutoff man before he got to second base. As that tailed all the way down to the corner, very fortuitous bounce.
So the Braves now take a 7-6 lead, and
Coach is gonna go out and have a powwow.
Todorov is not coming out yet. I thought he'd be getting a copy of the home game, but not yet.
Clearly, the coach just trying to give him a moment to recover here. He sends the infield back to their positions. And at this point, as a coach, there's not a lot you can fix. You just got to get his mind off the missed pitches and tell him he's doing his job if they're hitting that hard.
24 pitches this inning, and then nobody out. And now he's facing Luke Agnostic, who had a base hit to left field his first time up.
Yeah, he had a strong hook on his swing. See what he does here.
So he's through it.
Yeah, took a little off that one.
And a nice bunt there by Luke Agnostic, showing off the wheels here. And he makes it easy.
Well, and even better, now that Jim Liebel's on third, that opens up second for Luke Agnostic to get the steal. And you know he
And that'll be it for Mr. Todorov. Todorov, Jackson Todorov, the pitcher, he pitched a week ago today against Madeira. 5 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. Only 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. A heck of a performance against a really good team, but today not so good.
Well, he threw the ball well in regards to strikes. 27 strikes on 43 pitches. He found probably too much plate, and if you do that against this lineup, they can make you pay. As we said, they can hit a little bit and they can pitch a little bit, and they showed that here today.
Braves with 8 batters in this inning. Drost leading off with an infield single, Hardy with a walk, Kopfer with a double, Devlin Daniel with a drag bunt, Ashton Graham with a triple, RBI single for Hartman, RBI single for Liebel, and Agnostic with the beautiful bunt and call to the bullpen.
Yeah, they like to play a fun game at practice where you put scoring circles out there and try to bunt into, and that would be a top score bunt there from.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Now pitching for Taylor, number 4, Mason Cook.
So an interesting.
Yeah. Mason Cook, the new pitcher from Madeira. Of course, that's a little easier to pronounce than Todorov, but Cook has been in 3 games this year with 4 innings pitched. In the 4 innings, he does have a save, and he struck out 2 batters, and sporting a 5.25 ERA. And coming in here with nobody out in the second, and the Braves have taken a 7-6 lead.
Yeah, not an easy situation to come into, but on the plus side, no pressure.
Coming to bat for the Braves is Derek Z, the fine left fielder who's
And another bunt threat,
Derek Z.
even quicker than Luke Agnostic. Z can get around the bases, so if they want to really test him, they can just.
outside.
Even the threat at this point probably gets him on edge a little bit.
Z made he flew out to center to make the last out of the first inning, but really having a great year for the Braves. You'd mentioned in previous broadcasts about last year he played JV, freshman year he played with his summer team.
Yeah, very young in the grade, actually able to play a year down. So yeah, he spent that freshman year playing travel ball, summer ball, and but he was a glove first outfitter who last year was one of the very last cuts to get sent back to JV. And Luke Agnostic stealing second on the throwback to the pitcher and
Yep.
catching Taylor sleeping there.
So second and third here with nobody out. And Derek Z with a 2-1 count and a chance to hopefully knock in 2 more for the Braves. Again, Z's been a real pleasant surprise. The junior, again, with no varsity experience coming into this year.
Well, and he is, and we say this about a lot of players, one of the more intelligent students you're going to run against. He is a very productive member of the DECA team as well, and one of those kids who's a whole lot smarter than me. I know that's not hard.
There's a long line, isn't there?
It's most of the roster. Although I swear mine's getting dumber every day. Look out.
Takes it, hit by pitch. And Derek Z coming into the game with a .423 on base percentage adds to that. And now with bases loaded and again nobody out, Brady Drost.
Well, and with the runners that are on base here, a double clears the bases. These guys can hustle.
Brady Drost.
You want Drost thinking single here, but if he gets it, these guys are coming around.
Brady had an infield single his first time up. Again, coming into today, Brady hitting 297, so he's back over 300. Let's start pushing to 4, Brady. In the dirt, gets past the catcher, but the runners will hold.
A good read from Liebel is it comes off
Yep.
the bricks
Yep.
very firmly back to the catcher. Well, now that he's fully recovered, we can mention Liebel spent the last couple of weeks coming back from an ankle injury. Doesn't want to return to that.
Well, and he's going to be tomorrow's starting pitcher against Madeira, so you certainly don't want to chance anything. Outside, 2-0. And I mentioned Drost led off this inning with an infield single, and the Braves in the dirt. It's 3-0. Braves had 9 consecutive men have reached base this inning since Drost started, and let's hope it's 10 here.
He's going to go to the windup, try to get a little more comfortable.
That's ball 4. So Brady Drost knocks in a run with a walk, and Jimmy Liebel comes around to score. I'm sorry, James Liebel. He graduated from Jimmy. And that'll bring up Marvelous Max Hardy, the catcher. Max walked his first time up here this inning.
Catcher Max Hardy.
That's a ball.
Yeah, pitcher wasting no time getting back to work there. Again, pitching from the windup here.
Ooh, thought that was going to hit him. 2-0 on Max.
Well, they actually gave a strike on that one, so we're at
really?
1. Yeah,
Oh.
a little up, little in, but we may see an expansion here as this inning continues on.
It's a 2-run game. But,
I'm aware.
Man,
That looked a
You're
little down
right.
and a little out.
Yeah.
So
so
Go ahead, boys.
2-2 is the count. Max, rips it right at the dugout, and thank goodness there's a screen in front, or Terry, our illustrious trainer, might have been very busy.
yeah, Coach Matt Heller nearly took that one for the team.
And that's a ball, which wanted to wait to what the umpire said. So it's full count. Again, nobody out. And so the runners will not be moving.
Shoots that one straight back, and that
That's
means
this will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat
well,
for Max
QAB.
Hardy.
Someone tell that bachelor kid to mark it on the chart.
Cook gets ready, and that call time. Hardy steps out and asks for time. The umpire gives it to him, and now with bases loaded, Mr. Cook gets ready, and Hardy pops it up down the third base line, and that's going to be a tough play, and it'll go foul. Third baseman Brockhoff looking all over the place and can't locate the ball, and Max Hardy lives to swing another day.
That's the second time he's lost one right at the fence along
Yeah.
the batting cage over there. And between the sun and the sky, he's having trouble finding them.
And in the dirt, and another run scores for the Braves. A 9-pitch walk for Max Hardy, and here comes Jonathan Kopfer.
Second baseman Andrew
Hardy now
Coffer.
getting on base at nearly a 50% clip with today's additions, and just a very, very smart at bat.
Kopfer with a booming double his first time up earlier this inning.
Yeah, right center field, 3 hops to the fence.
Wow.
That looked a little down, a little out, but you and I are not in position to make that call.
Actually, we are.
Look out.
Oh, it's a ball.
And you can see Cotman there a little disappointed in himself. He ducks the soft one inside. But nobody wants to take that off the head.
Kopfer, the 12th batter of this inning, and there's only one out. Or no, nobody out.
No outs.
Oh. In the dirt and past the catcher. And here comes the speedster, Derek Z.
Yeah.
Scores.
Z in standing up. The other runners advance. That's a
Tell you
4-run
something.
lead for the Braves.
That's Bryce Clayton, the catcher, has spent a lot of time in the dirt today. Done a really, really nice job. There have been a couple that got by him, but boy, he saved a bunch too.
Yeah, it's going to be ice bath time after this game.
Yeah.
Maybe a trip to Wild Mike's on the ride home.
Freshman Andrew Kopfer with second and third. Nobody out. Already with a base hit. Be nice for the freshman to get 2 hits in the same inning. Mentioned his brother. Oh, foul ball. Brother Jonathan made second team All-State last year here for the Braves, and be nice for Andrew to have something to brag about with his older brother.
Well, he's got a ways to go to catch him with the stick, but he has all the natural talent to do so.
In the dirt, base, he gets a walk. So
With the bases juiced and getting to switch sides to his stronger batting
Fielder Devlin
box.
Daniel.
since the pitching change here, Mason Cook, he hit the first batter and then walked the next 3. And here comes that Daniel guy, and I hear he's good at baseball.
Heck of a football player.
And I'll tell you something, I really enjoyed watching him play basketball last year. Really great instincts, a tremendous rebounder, and
Thought about it at the letters there, but doesn't pull the trigger.
1-on-1 on Devlin Daniel. Daniel grounded out his first time up, and beautiful drag bunt this inning.
Well, he smoked it in that first at bat. It was a very nice play at third base to retire him.
Yeah.
One
Third
of those
baseman
balls where
Brockhoff.
he didn't hit it so hard, maybe they didn't have time to get him.
Well, Brockhoff playing about halfway at third right now. And I know that was a long time ago with Devlin's first at bat, but if Devlin hits the same way this time, that'll be a 3-run double.
Yeah. At that distance, you don't even want to get behind it.
2-2.
Drops another one in on him.
Yeah, and Devlin likes a little bit more zip on the ball.
That he does. And this should be a changeup.
And there's a zip.
Tried to
A
blow
base
it by
hit there
him.
to left center. That'll score 2. Devlin with 2 more RBIs. And the inning continues with nobody out for Ashton Graham. Graham with a 2 RBI triple his last time up. Graham already with 2 hits today. He singled his first time, tripled his second time, and here it is the second inning. He could have 3 hits in the first 2 innings of the game.
Right fielder Ashton Graham.
Well, this feels like a double steal situation.
Ashton Graham takes the ball, and Dylan Hartman on deck. You know how I knew that? Is Andy Hartman's right over my right shoulder ready to take pictures. I'm sorry, video. He doesn't believe in stills. Ashton pops it up. It's to right field. And it's caught by Josh Paff. And first out of the inning.
Yeah, he did a nice job getting under that one as it corkscrewed on him. And,
Shortstop Dylan Hartman.
Dylan earlier this inning with an RBI base hit. That was the first out of the inning. Dylan showing bunt. And Mason Cook, number 4, the pitcher, steps off. It's been a long inning for him.
and he's the second pitcher of the inning.
Mm-hmm. High. Got some zip on that one. Just one out. Fouls it off. Hartman, the 16th batter of the inning.
Yeah, the Braves have really tacked it on. After giving up 6 at the top of the inning, they fell behind by 5 and now lead by 6.
In the dirt. Nice block. And Devlin Daniel on first.
And he was about 2/3 of the way down the baseline,
Yep.
hoping Kopp would go ahead and exercise his right for third base.
Yeah. The freshman Copper leading off second. Devlin Daniel leading off first, waiting for a hit here from Hartman.
Second baseman's creeping, but not really holding him.
Takes another one.
Although I do believe that Daniel being on first base is considered scoring position.
You know, on a bunt. 3-1. And ball 4.
Just below the knees to load these bases.
And here comes James Liebel. Kind of a boring day for James. He's been up twice, an RBI single to left and a RBI double to left.
First baseman Jim Lebo.
So with all of the runs scored, an interesting thing is happening here as Ben Sitchell is heading to the bullpen. Despite
Yeah.
the struggles last inning, he may make a return appearance here in the third.
In the dirt, nice block. The 17th batter of the inning is James Liebel for the Braves, and this game started at 5. We played almost an hour and 10 minutes, and we have not completed the second inning yet.
Well, and it would be really helpful for the Braves, who are looking at 4 games this week, 5 games next week, 5 games this week, 5 games next week. Sorry, 10 games over the next 2 weeks.
Foul ball. He almost took Kopfer's head off.
Legal nearly kills the fantastic freshman at third base. But if Central can get out there and battle and give them another inning or two and save them a relief usage here, that could really go a long way to help in the next game and the game after that.
Well, you know that Liebel is scheduled to start tomorrow against Madeira. The rain is a concern.
It has been all season. This has been one of the wettest springs. It was a wet winter. I mean, it's just been a wet year. So,
Eric, I know you have a lot of talents, but Jimmy swings and misses in the dirt. And here comes Luka Nozick.
Designated hitter Luka Nozick.
Luke was the last batter to face Todorov.
In which he laid down a picture,
beautiful bunt
down the third baseline.
Yep.
So,
and so this will be it's the 9th batter for Mason Cook that he's faced, and the first time he's faced Luke. Derek Z on deck. It's in the dirt. Nice pickup.
tell you what, if they don't get agnostic here, it may be time to bring a water bottle out to the catcher, as he is really doing a great job back there today. And there he digs another one up.
Derek Z on deck. He'd love to hit again. There's the ball.
Third time was a charm there after a long negotiation. The pitcher shakes off sign after sign, trying to find something he's comfortable with here. As the frustration grows, he just needs to take a breath here and do what he can do, because he's shown some arm talent. It just hasn't gone his way here.
Ball 4.
He will get his second shot at Z.
So when Taylor pitcher Mason Cook came into this game earlier this inning, the first batter he faced was Derek Z, and Derek got hit by a pitch. This time Derek would like to hit a pitch. Bases loaded. 2 out.
Gets the call right at the bottom of the zone there. He wasn't getting that one earlier. See if he can live there for a while and rack up some strikes.
Pops it up.
Derek Z delivers that one to the snack bar. So 0-2 count here.
So it's Mason Cook ahead of a batter. Waiting on deck. And he strikes him out.
Gets him with the bender, and Taylor will slow jog off the field here after a very long and exhausting inning.
Well, a 12-run inning for the Braves. Coming into that inning down 6-1, and with 12 runs go up 13-6 here at the end of 2.
And we will see Central return to the mound. So after a long breather following the rough top of the second, he's going to do work here. You expect nothing less. He's a good soldier and a hard worker. If he's got anything left to give, he's going to put it out there today.
Well, long inning here for the Braves. Actually, both teams.
We talk about the family ties run strong here at Indian Hill, and Sichel is no different. His brother Jack not only played some baseball, he coached these guys up, some of these guys in middle school. So a shout out to him. Hopefully he's able to watch his brother have a nice recovery inning here in the third. If not, Jack, this one's your fault.
I have 49 pitches for Mason Cook that inning.
Which is right around actually what Sichel had in his
Yeah.
half inning. So
Yeah.
a lot of
Sichel's-
balls thrown.
Sichel threw 46 that, but he threw 49, and the starting pitcher Todorov threw 26. So that's
Leading over Taylor.
my
Top of
ciphering
third.
had that as a 75 pitch inning for Taylor.
Well, and the tough part for Cook was 6 free bases,
Catcher, Bryce
5
Clayton.
walks, and a hit batter.
Bryce Clayton, the catcher who we've marveled about, really working his tail off today, takes a first pitch strike for Sichel.
And catching the bottom of the knees there, Sichel gets the call. And
Foul ball down the third base line, 0-2. Clayton with a line drive to left field for a 2-run double last inning.
yeah, pushes his on base on the season above 500. And
And he struck him out looking.
You all right, bud? Hey, you get behind the plate. You haven't seen that as a strike all night.
you know, got him with the soft away there. Nice pitch from Sichel, and a big smile for the Indian Hill Braves as they're looking for a bounce back inning here.
Xander Mays.
Left fielder Xander Mays.
And number 8 stands and delivers another strike. So we're getting a lot more of the Ben Sichel we're
Yeah.
used to here. to
Well, I
start this
realize
inning.
the umpires are making the same amount of money no matter how long the game goes, right?
That is absolutely factual. They are not paid by the hour.
And we're now an hour and 16 minutes into the game, and we just started the top of the third. Ground ball, chopper to third. Nice job, Brady Drost. Drost shows he can play third as well. And here's Lucas Brockhoff, the third baseman. He walked his first time up last inning.
Brockhoff.
After a rough defensive inning in the second, that may be even more important than the strikeout to the confidence for this Braves squad to field a ball on the run and make a nice strike to get the out.
High. Well, we'll see how long he'll let Ben Sichel go. Remember, Ben he pitched a week ago today.
Well, if he throws them there, he's got some innings left in him. If he fails up and in, Kaufman's going to have to get back to that bullpen.
There you go.
Foul ball. The Braves half of the third, it'll be Brady Drost, Max Hardy, and Andrew Kopfer, the first 3, and hopefully many more. Fly ball to center, and that's Devlin Daniel territory, and that's an out. And that's the third.
So another quick 1-2-3, much more reminiscent of
Yeah.
the first inning for Ben Sichel. Great job for number 8 getting back out there on the mound and doing work.
11 pitch inning, and now he's hit 66 after 3.
I'd rather he was at 66 after 4, but all things considered, I think we'll take it.
Hey, if we're fortunate, there may only be 5 innings, and we can get the bats going again.
Yeah.
Taylor coach, head coach Jared Zeiser, in his second season at Taylor. He was an assistant coach at Wyoming and St. X and also LaSalle earlier in his career. He actually graduated from LaSalle and attended Thomas More University.
Well, we're going to see a pitching change here from the coach.
And we got another lefty.
We're going to go with the sidearm lefty here. And
Caden Bray. Braves were having a little trouble with the lefty, at least in the first inning, and so they're bringing in another one for the see if that can work. Bray has pitched just one game this year, 3 innings, and he got the win. 6 strikeouts in 3 innings, and they're giving him another chance. He is a senior.
yeah, senior's got a little bit of a tricky delivery here. Throwing from a low arm slot and a little bit of an aggressive motion, and it'll be up to the bottom of the order to figure him out.
Yep.
The 7, 8, 9's coming up.
Well, Drost, Hardy, and Kopfer, and all 3, well, they were up twice last inning. Drost with an infield single and a walk, Hardy with a walk and a walk, Kopfer with a double and a walk. So 7, 8, and 9 serving the Braves awfully well.
Bottom of the 3rd inning. Third baseman, Brady Drost.
You know, when you play these long innings and rack up lots of runs, you can feel the energy drain. And it actually affects both sides of the ledger here. For the Braves, that was a long time to be standing around themselves, and while you love scoring runs, the energy needs to start here with Brady Drost, getting themselves going and pumped again.
Eric, I agree with you, but I'd sit here for another 12-run inning.
Absolutely.
Brady takes ball 2.
He showed a little bit of a bunt motion there as he brought his hand up to the bat, but had he squared, it'd have been after the ball was past him.
Ball 3. Oh, strike. Wow. Well, maybe it would have been close for Jimmy Liebel, but not for Brady Drost.
One of the interesting things I've noticed here. Oh,
Brady Drost said, all right, I'll take another hit. Drost going for second, and he'll get in there, a double for Brady Drost.
so one of the things I've noticed here throughout this game is the umpire is not in the pocket. He's not up on his catcher. And
No.
Catcher Max
when you're
Hardy.
that far back, it's hard to be consistent.
Max Hardy, who drew 2 walks last inning. Max now has an on-base percentage of .420. Shows bunt, pulls away, and there's an easy steal at third there for Brady Drost.
Yeah, a little bit of a steal play there for the Braves as the third baseman's up in bunt coverage and nobody's covering the bag. Even I could have stolen a base, but no one's going to cover the bag.
Let's not go crazy. Strike.
Oh, very nice pitch at the bottom of the zone there.
2-1 count on marvelous Max Hardy.
I wouldn't be afraid to have Max push one down here, too.
Ball. Max's last at bat, it was a 9-pitch walk. And ball 4.
You know, we talk about Dylan and how he's able to play a lot of positions. He's very versatile. The man catching right now has to be in the lineup as well when Dylan's behind the plate. Max, a former shortstop, has made a very nice transition to the outfield here in high school baseball and has proven to also be a versatile weapon for the Braves.
Well, Andrew Coffer being pinch hit for here, the second baseman, giving way for junior Aiden Kincaid.
Yeah, Kincaid had a couple cups of coffee last year with the varsity squad. Spent a lot of time playing short with JV. But we've also seen him at third and we've seen him at second. So again, these are guys who can slot in where needed.
So the junior Aiden Kincaid has appeared in 11 of the Braves' 14 games this year. 15 total at bats.
And in fact, he even caught an inning this year.
That's right. There goes a runner. And the Braves pull off a double steal.
Hardy's tough to throw out in the best of circumstances, and he takes second and opens the door for Drost to come home from third. And that's a tough play all the way around for the defense.
Yep. Oh, they called a strike on that. All right. Kincaid swings and misses, but gets the runner to third. And if he can put the ball in play here, he'll have an easy RBI.
Yeah, chopper to the right side gets it done.
Yep.
Doesn't need to be pretty. And Aiden's spreading out here, going to get a nice two-strike approach. Very reliable hands.
In the dirt. That Daniel kid's coming up next, and he'll be batting right-handed. And there's a popper, and it's going to fall. Aiden Kincaid with a base hit, and that'll knock in a run.
We'll call it a Texas leaguer, but in the book, it looks like a screamer. Kincaid racks up the RBI. And now he'll stand in.
Nice piece of hitting there by Aiden Kincaid.
Well, I love the adjustment in his approach there. Free swinging on strike 2, but he made sure to put the ball in play.
Daniel is fourth time up. First time he grounded hard to third, it was an out. Had a beautiful drag bunt his second time up, and then a screamer to left field to knock in 2 runs.
He'll watch strike 1 on the outside of the plate there. A little soft away action from the lefty. And I would throw all soft away. There is no way I'm bringing heat inside.
And he hits a tapper right back to the mound. And they get Devlin.
So retired Daniel moves the runner to second.
Job, Kate. Let's go, bud.
And that brings up Ashton Graham. Graham with single to center, a 2 RBI triple, and a fly out to right field.
And with Graham at the plate, that means that Hartman character is going to come over to the booth again. And
Yeah, he's going to start doing video again.
I think we're going to have to get him a headset.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
Yes.
Not much of a hold at second as Kincaid's able to get an aggressive secondary here.
Ashton Graham takes another wall, 2-0. Again, Ashton 2 for 3 on the day.
Kincaid's not a fast runner, but he is a quick runner because he gets a great jump and a great read. He's not afraid to take third.
In the dirt. Ashton's one of the few guys on the team who hasn't drawn a walk today. 3-1.
Oh, don't jinx it here.
Oh.
No hold at second.
Ball four.
Ball four.
And he's going to take off. Kincaid steals third.
Reads the ball in dirt and goes, and that is how Kincaid runs bases. Very aggressive, very smart.
First and third, and here comes Mr. Hartman. 1 for 2 with a walk.
Well, I called for him to bunt a couple at bats ago. I don't think we're going to see that with a 9-run lead.
Shortstop Dylan Hartman.
Outside.
Pitcher does a nice job looking Ashton back, keeping him from stealing second there and going to a slide step. So trying to keep the base runners honest.
1 out, first and third, and Hartman up. James Liebel on deck. Good take. 2-0. Caden Bray. His first inning of work. It's both. So. The videographer here, Andy Hartman, he loves walks. He just loves watching his son walk.
Well, that's what you pay admission for, is to see walks.
All 4. Thanks for stopping by, Andy. And with bases loaded, Jim Liebel.
He has been known to swing the bat hard on occasion. See what the adrenaline of bases loaded does for this young man.
Jimmy with 2 line drive hits to left field and a strikeout. And there's another line drive to. He caught it. Nice play by the left fielder. Liebel hitting it on the screws, but right at the left fielder.
And unfortunately, the aggressive secondary at third kept Kincaid from getting back to tag on that. And the run does not advance, so the out for naught.
Now batting for the Braves, number 7, Noah Kaufman.
Kaufman hitting for Agnostic, and we'll see, is he going to pitch?
Well, he warmed up earlier, so you'd think he's in for Ben, who was being DH'd by Agnostic.
Yeah.
But we also have double deuce Simon Gall in the on-deck circle, so this could be a straight swap here. Misses up and away there.
Yeah.
That's been a strike a couple times today, so
I was waiting
off
too.
the plate.
Bases loaded, 2 out, and Noah Kaufman pops it up down the third base line, and it bounced. Third baseman never. That was a pitcher that had to run over there. Third baseman did not make a move. That's Lucas Brockhoff, the third baseman. Stationary. It's bottom of the third here for the Braves. Ohio high school rules up 10 after 5, and it's a ball game, and the Braves would love to end it in 5 today. Kaufman takes another ball. That's 2-2.
Yeah, Kaufman, another member of this very large junior class for the Braves.
Fouls it back.
Has been an excellent pitcher for last year with the JV squad. Missed all of his freshman year with injuries, and has done a nice job here his first year on varsity, both in right field and on the mound. So finding ways to contribute.
Kincaid on third. Love to bring him home. In the dirt. Kincaid thinks better of it. Catcher does a nice job throwing his body in front of it.
So despite 2 outs and a lefty on the mound, Hartman was taking a walking lead that was about a third of the way down the baseline, trying to draw a pickoff attempt.
Well, with 3-2 out, we're going to see a lot of running here.
I want to see a lot of movement on this one.
Everybody.
Yeah,
Oh no, they got him
attempt.
picked off.
And that will score
Hartman,
Kincaid.
and that scores a run.
And that's the 10th run they were looking for.
And with Hartman, there might be another one here.
And there's another
And the
one.
right- So Trent Hartman gets in a pickle and doesn't get credit for RBIs, but he certainly deserves them.
That'd be Dylan Hartman.
Dylan, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He channeled a little extra
I'm
effort
sorry.
there and brings in 2 runners.
Now, where was Andy videoing that?
Yeah.
That was a play of the day.
That is the kind of extra effort that
Yep.
really, really wins over coaches. So we're going to see Ben Sitchell back out to the mound. So Noah was in for the DH. And I think the hope here is you can get another one of these 9 or 11 pitch innings that Sitchell has shown us in 2 of his 3 innings today.
Well, the Braves do tack on 4 runs that inning and are now up 17-6, and we need 2 more shutout innings from gentle Ben Sitchell, and we can go watch the evening news.
Absolutely, and if he does run into a little bit of a stumble, this would be a great opportunity to run Parker Staggy out there. He hasn't been on the mound in a few days, and he can do some mop-up duty.
Second baseman Luke Memory will be leading off here for Taylor. Taylor's really struggled this year offensively. Coming into today, they had a team batting average of 227, ahead of only Deer Park in the CHL, and Josh Paff, their outstanding outfielder. If you take him out of the lineup, the rest of the team's hitting a 192.
Leading off for Taylor.
Well, a couple of lineup adjustments of note as Sammy Vigrant, who has been pitching lights out this season, is going to take over first base. And as mentioned earlier, Double Deuce, Simon Gall will head to left field.
A lot of changes here for the Braves.
And of course, Kincaid will take second base.
Okay. Luke Memory, the second baseman, leading off. He walked his first time up. And 2-0. And Ben Sitchell had thrown 66 pitches prior to this inning.
Oh, now we've got a Yellow Jacket joining the booth, so.
Memory hits it to center, but that's a wasteland with Devlin Daniel there.
And unfortunately for him, he had to watch the team he's the namesake of.
Oh,
fly
I
out
thought
center
you
field
said somebody
here.
from Taylor was here.
No, we got an actual Yellow Jacket buzzing around. So do you see me flinch wildly?
Nick Paff.
It's not that I'm allergic, it's that I'm a wuss.
Paff, the left fielder, struck out looking his first time, grounded out to short his last time up. Sitchell 1-1 now on Paff.
One of 2 Paffs on the lineup here.
And a ground ball to third, it's foul. Caden Bray, the pitcher, who took over for Todorov, is on deck. Nice job. Struck out Paff. And here comes Caden Bray.
Yeah. Like many pitchers, Sitchell is at his best when he is working down and away. And he's done a nice job of mixing it up with the high inside heat. And there you see getting the swing away at the bottom of the zone there.
Bray, it's just his 4th at bat of the year. He's 0 for 3. Really?
He needs a step ladder to get to
I
that
guess
one.
he likes the
You're
high
all right,
ball.
10. Again.
And this is down
2-1.
on that one.
Swings at the high one again. The Braves will be playing Taylor again on Wednesday, or at least it's scheduled to be Wednesday at Taylor. The weather doesn't look overly promising the next few days, so we'll see what actually happens. But there's a strike 3 looking.
Well, and that game is the perfect recipe for playing an away game at Indian Hill.
Yes, that's.
Taylor has a very nice field, however,
I'm with you. You have to pack a launch and a compass to get there.
and it sits down and it stays wet. So
Yeah.
if the rain comes through the next 2 days, you could very well see a away game here at Indian Hill for the Braves. And that's one of the great things about this complex, and that this team is so fortunate to have the turf, and it's hard to miss games. Not a very long season, and every missed game hurts.
Well, we have a game scheduled here tomorrow also, a very important game, Eric. Indian Hill Madeira.
Yeah, a little bit of a revenge game.
A revenge game and a very, very important game in the CHL standings going into today. Both Madeira and Indian Hill at 6-1. And Madeira played very well at Xavier University against Indian Hill, and were able to knock the Braves off for their only loss in the league so far this year, only their 2nd loss in 3 years in the league. And,
And they saw Liebel in relief in that.
and did not fare very well. I think he faced 5 batters and struck out 4 of them, and hopefully we'll see more of that tomorrow.
Well, that's one of the great things about Liebel is he doesn't lack for the intimidation factor.
Yeah.
But for Taylor here, Bray able to take the mound here for a 2nd inning of work, which is important for their team as they try to work their way back here.
So Caden Bray will face a host of
Now for the Braves,
newbies.
the bottom of the 4th inning. Designated hitter. Noah Kaufman.
So Kaufman will lead off. He'll stay up. And we'll see if Simon Gall does get the call. Gall is in the on-deck circle, if you can call it that. He'll be batting for left fielder Derek Z. Kaufman is really kind of known as a pitcher for the Braves, getting some opportunity to swing the bat.
Yeah, has one of the highest spin rates of any pitcher on the team. Doesn't really come with a lot of velocity yet, but he's a hard worker in the gym. He's putting on healthy pounds, and that velo is going to come up next year as a senior.
Well, it's interesting. Last inning, Noah Kaufman was at bat, 6-pitch at bat when they picked Hartman off, and he got in that long run down, and the Braves scored 2.
So he gets a nice little reset here, and
So that's 9 pitches that Noah Kaufman has seen so far from Caden Bray in this at bat. And
he will work a 3-1 count here.
Yep.
Kaufman not one of the free swingers here for Indian Hill, so you'll see him be a little picky on this one. Gonna have to be perfect.
It was.
It was, and he still didn't take a hack at it. Well, he's not afraid to bat with 2 strikes, and I think that's one of the
So
things.
it's a second full count this at bat.
Well, like I said, he's not afraid to bat with 2 strikes.
And he strikes him out.
And he gets him with a little bit of a off speed there, and great at bat for Noah despite the outcome.
Junior Simon Gall.
We're also going to see the lone senior, as I see number 31, Trevor Brown, up and swinging.
Gall takes first pitch for a strike. Gall 2 for 8, batting .250, .333 on base percentage, and be nice to get him on now, get another insurance run to end this game soon. Oh,
Full-bodied swing there from Simon Gall. He is not one of the more patient batters, but he does pack a wallop when he gets a hold of it. So watch out here.
loops it in. Is that going to fall? Nice play. That was a nice play by the center fielder and Simon Gall.
A little excuse me check swing as he was way out ahead of the off-speed pitch there. And Braves doing a nice job of keeping these Brave hitters off balance.
Brady Drost
Now batting for the Braves, number 31, Trevor Brown.
was taken down, and Trevor Brown, you mentioned the lone senior on the Braves this year, takes ball 1.
And if he can get himself on base, another lefty on deck as Parker Staggy getting loose.
Brown swings through it. Nobody warming up. So they're going to let Ben Sichel finish this. And after a rough second inning, Ben Sichel's really settled down and done a great job. Brown hits the ball to first, and he'll take it unassisted. So 3 up, 3 down for the Braves in the 4th, and as we head to the top of the 5th, the Braves up 17-6.
A little bridesmaid moment there for Parker Staggy as he will have to settle for the on-deck circle, and heading back to the dugout here, we'll see if they bring him into the outfield.
I like to see this.
We are going to see a catching change. Max
Yep.
Hardy
Max
is
Hardy
either planning to play Iron Man style here with no shins and no chest, or he's just going to warm up Sitch and hand over catching duties
and
to
Kincaid will
Dylan.
probably be the catcher, right? Wouldn't
Well,
he be the third
they're-
catcher?
No, he's the third catcher, but they're going to stick Hartman back behind the plate here and open up an infield spot. And we'll see who they bring into the infield. My guess is going to be you're going to see Graham come to the yes. Graham's going to third base. That'll allow Staggy to head to the outfield. And joining him in the infield, that Daniel kid is going to play some shortstop. So two outfielders making a move into the infield as Graham and Daniel will take over the left side duties. And that'll put
Ben Vigran
Vigran on notice at first base.
first base, and it's scrambled eggs here.
Utility infielder.
Yeah, you mentioned Aiden Kincaid is at second. Devlin Daniel at short. Ashton Graham at third. He played a lot there as a freshman. Sam Vigran at first. Trevor Brown in right field.
In the golf cart, but I'm not sure where she is.
And you've got a lot better eyes than I do, Eric. Is that Simon Gall on left?
Yep, Simon Gall's out in left
Okay.
field. We got the double deuce rocking in left. TB out in right, and Staggs is hanging out in center field.
Well, if the Braves can hold Taylor here, we
Leading off for Taylor.
hopefully we'll be able to get home in time for entertainment tonight.
Now, you've known Coach Daniel for a lot of years. I think you need to put in a word that we'd like to see Daniel behind the plate so we can round out his resume here.
You know what? That would be interesting to have him play one inning at every position.
Yeah, well, we've seen it at the JV level. I haven't seen it at varsity, but we've seen him at first base this season. We've seen him in center field. We've seen him on the mound. He's at shortstop right now. He was at second during spring ball. I'm not sure he's registered an official inning at second base, but it wouldn't be a stretch to say that Devlin Daniel could strap him on to get behind the plate.
Devlin Daniel can do whatever he wants in any sport. This is Josh Paff, the right fielder and outstanding hitter.
I bet the wrestling coach would like to get his hands on it. Speaking of wrestlers, actually, Ben Sitchell and Luke Agnostic each spent a year wrestling and getting their bodies in great shape, and it's really helped out their baseball in the years since as they've grown and matured and gotten stronger. Sitchell losing that one arm side again and a little bit up.
Paff 1 for 2 on the night, and again coming in hitting .447. Doesn't walk very often,
Steals a lot of bases.
but he does there.
Yeah,
Sitchell walks the first batter, and here's Charlie Kantz, the outstanding quarterback for Taylor football, and the erstwhile shortstop and pitcher here for the baseball team.
Yeah.
Not pitching today, though.
Paff has half his team stolen bases.
Charlie Cannon.
See if he goes for second here.
Nice.
Come on, Charlie.
Sitchell recovers here. That's the delivery he needs the rest of the night.
Nice block by Dylan Hartman. The Braves will be playing Taylor, I mentioned, on Wednesday. It'll be interesting to see if Kantz is the man on the mound. There's a foul ball. Crushes it down the left field line, but foul.
Nice poke, babe.
Most likely to be Kantz or
Nice poke, kid. Let's go here.
DJ Handy will be the pitcher for Taylor on Wednesday. It's scheduled for at Taylor, but if there's enough rain, maybe they'll bring it back here. And he strikes him out.
Yeah, no two-strike approach there as he swings out of his shoes on strike 3.
Yep. And here's Brad Heckman. The DH today, he got hit by a pitch in the second inning and also struck out in the second inning.
He looks the part, built like a baseball
Now
player.
batting for Taylor, number 11, Carson Howarth.
Ben Sitchell, after a 46-pitch second inning, hopefully can nail these next 2 outs and get a complete game.
Yeah, you don't give up 6 runs in an inning and finish the game very often.
Yeah.
Rare feat here as Sitchell has been left pretty much to handle this himself as there's nobody in the bullpen. Although Kaufman did get loose a couple of innings ago.
But he's out of the game now, right?
He's currently in the DH spot, so
Okay.
he would just take Sitch out and replace him straight up. Let's hope it doesn't come to that, as Ben has done a great job working himself back into this game.
Full
Brings
count.
us full.
And the catcher Bryce Clayton on deck if he has enough strength to get to the plate after all he's been through today. Ball 4, nice block by Dylan Hartman.
Well, and ask and you shall receive. Noah Kaufman is heading back to the bullpen with Max Hardy to get loose, just in case they aren't able to make this work here.
Come on, Bryce. Relax. Don't sit here, bud. Sit.
Got your Bryce Clayton.
Sitchell started this inning with 78 pitches on the evening. There's one.
Good cut, bud.
What he's looking for here is a ground ball. Let his outfielders turn 2.
The outfielders?
Yeah, they're playing shortstop and third base.
Oh. Dylan Hartman. Wow.
Wow.
Well, interesting strategy down 11.
You know, you'd like to see him slide in that situation if you're the base coach, but man, there's no way he thought that ball was going to get there.
Come on, Bryce. Relax.
So left fielder, sometimes right fielder, Ashton Graham makes the tag at third base, and we've got 2 outs.
Yep.
Well,
2
I'm not
outs.
giving credit. He also pitched an inning this year too. So
Nice. Clayton, who's again really had a nice day. That's his second hit, and again we've marveled at his work behind the plate.
and actually, if the Braves do need to dig deep, Ashton Graham was a heck of a middle school catcher. So again, these guys who are talented ball players have a history of playing everything.
Left fielder,
He's no stranger to where he is now.
Xander Mays, a left fielder,
Come on, 2.
hit into a fielder's choice his first time up and grounded out to third his second time up, and
Yeah, he stung one right at Hartman his first at bat
Sorry.
in that rough second inning.
All right, good swing.
And he stung one off of Hartman there as a foul ball now that he's behind the plate. So you get to know your Dylan.
Come on, Xander.
Mays a junior. Pops it up, and it's out of play. Again, an 0-2 count. And Sichel hoping to knock him off here and get to the showers.
That looked like strike 3, but doesn't quite get it to bite. And you know, this actually might be a time to just pick off as he's taking a running lead off second.
And he strikes him out, and that'll be it. They'll line him up.
Well, that was an adventure here.
The Braves emerge victorious, 17-6. The Braves go to 7-1 now in the CHL, and with a rather large game with Madeira here tomorrow afternoon. Mentioned Jimmy Lebo on the mound for the Braves, and most likely Nate Highland pitching for Madeira. Highland was the young man who pitched very well against Xavier, and it looks like he has enough rest, and we'll be facing him again, hopefully with a different result.
Well, it's one of those things where it's a double-edged sword for Madeira. He pitched well, but they've seen him. So you got to make a hard call there as a coach. I suspect, given Madeira's pitching depth, that is where they'll go. As we see the Braves joining themselves through the handshake line here. I'd love to say there was never a doubt, but
That second inning was a little dicey, but again, the Braves hold serve and hopefully can again tomorrow, and then take care of Taylor again on Wednesday and be in good shape here in the league. If the Braves could win out and win the league, it would be their third consecutive undisputed league championship, and that's only been done twice in CHL history. Taylor did it in 2017, 18, and 19, and Madeira did it during one of the Bend attendee years, 13, 14, and 15. So the Braves would love to make it 3 in a row, and the first step on that is tomorrow.
yeah, critical game tomorrow. You can't overlook an opponent, and I don't think that's what happened here in the second inning. But you know, from a lineup standpoint, from a pitching standpoint, Kerry Daniel is going to have these boys ready to rock and roll tomorrow night with Madeira.
Well, thanks for joining us again today. The final score, Indian Hill 17, Taylor Yellow Jackets 6. I'm Tony Harris for Eric Batchelor. We want to thank everybody behind the scenes. Dennis Stupps, our esteemed director, Steve Overberg, who does everything. And Really appreciate you joining us. Hopefully you'll tune in again tomorrow when the Braves play Madeira. Again, Tony Harris for Eric Batchelor. Good night and good baseball.
Exclusive coverage of tonight's game on the Indian Hill Television Network has been a copyrighted presentation of the Indian Hill High School